Hello viewers, today for the initial checkout we have a set of Vtech 5.8 GHz digital or digitan spread spectrum with the infamous digital or digitan answering system. This set is one I've been intrigued by for a very long time. It is the model I6765, and my expectation was that it would be similar to the I6763. However, it's turned out to be pretty much nothing like it whatsoever. Here's a look at the informations on the base. When I first took it out of the box, I was most surprised by the size. The handsets are significantly smaller in all respects than the 6763 is. And although at first glance it would appear that the button arrangement is pretty much the same, it's definitely not the same board at all. I thought maybe it would be the same board in a different shell, but it is a totally different phone. So, hopefully it works just as well. I happen to like the 6763 a lot because it works so well. I'm hoping this one works just as well. It is the newer operating system. Excuse me. And so it's kind of slow. But it doesn't have quite as much of a lag as some of the phones do. Looks like you can change the handset name. It does have the distortion at full volume, and it's got an interesting selection of ringers here. So some new ones and some of the ones that are on the 6763. And the backlighting, I think it's orange. Yes, it is the orange. And it does have the male voice, the older one. So, very interesting. No antennas. Very small. I suspect it's probably a dual band. Let's take a quick look through the manual. Not the Digitan manual, this is the Vtech manual. Let's see if it has a list of the specifications in here. I tend to think it's probably a 5.8 or a 2.4 dual band. It's talking about putting the battery in. Belt clips. Okay, probably toward the end. Here we go. Here's the information I wanted. So it is, yes, it's 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz. And it does have the 95 channels to the spread spectrum. And somewhere in here before I saw where it underscored the battery life, which was kind of limited. Where did that go? Here it is. So the standby time is only the 3 days, which is not very much at all. The talk time is 7 hours, which is pretty standard, but that's a pretty limited standby time. And I've noticed that with a lot of the Vtech 5.8 GHz phones, they don't have a good standby time. Alright, so let's begin by calling up these telephones. Okay, I'm going to turn the handset ringers off because I want to hear what that bass ringer sounds like. I don't think it's the one that I was hoping it would have. I hoped it would have the same one as the 6763, but I don't think it does. Okay, we have a button problem here. That's not working, so we'll just have to take the battery out. This looks like it could be the original battery. Unfortunately, it's made in China, so I'm surprised it still works, but it is the correct specifications. And I guess for sake of time, we'll just pull this one out too. Okay, that's an interesting tone. I don't really recognize that one. It says Vtech by default. I guess that's not any more or less useful than just saying handset. Alright, let's see what ring this one is on. Okay. Answering machine is on. Let's see what the settings are.
Announcements. Press play or press record. Hello, please leave a message after the tone. Announcements. Remote access code 19. 20. Message alert. On. On. Off. On. Announcement only. On. On. Bass ringer, on, on. Number of rings, 4, 6. Tone saver, 2. Announcements. Press play or press record. We're sorry, messages to this number cannot be accepted. We're sorry, messages to this number cannot be accepted. Announcements. Remote access code. Message alert. Announcement only. On. Off. Bass ringer. To. Announcements. Press play or press record. Announcement. Bass ringer. To change the setting, press change.
Okay, now this time we'll record a message, and I'll turn this down so we don't have a feedback freak show.
Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
This is a test.
Message after the tone. Announcements. Record after the tone. Press stop when you are done.
This is a pretty good fake microphone on here. Looks very real. Does this happen to be a case where it's actually real? Or is this it here on the bottom?
This is a pretty good fake microphone on here. Looks very real. Does this happen to be a case where it's actually real? Or is this in here on the bottom?
Nah, it's on the bottom. For sure, another fake microphone.
This is a pretty good fake microphone on here. Looks very real. Does this happen to be a case where it's actually real?
That almost sounded like it had a little bit of flutter to it, as if it was an Anatan answering machine. Okay, there was the beep indicating that there's a new message. Whoops.
Announcement.
This is a pretty good...
Announcement. Deleted. You have 2 new messages. Thursday, 6:23 a.m.
This is a test.
Thursday, 6:25 a.m.
That almost sounded like it had a little bit of flutter to it, as if it was an Anatan answering machine.
End of messages.
Okay, that sounded like a pretty typical Digitan deplorable answering machine. Wasn't horrendous, but certainly wasn't anything great. So, this isn't what I thought it was. Here's a chart that shows the what goes on the screen when it's in operation. You can pause the video and look at that if you're so inclined. And what I was going to find here is, where's the remote access stuff? Here it is. Answering system operation remote. We have 1, 2 pages of that. Okay. Alright, so let's record some memos into here so that we have new messages.
Record after the tone. Press stop when you are done.
I just finished recording this memo, so I'm going to press stop.
Record it.
And now, since there's been some debate about what kind of material the thing should be sitting on, here's a piece of wood. And let me guess, this piece of wood isn't big enough.
Record after the tone. Press stop when you are done.
Does this sound any different now that there is a piece of wood underneath the telephone?
Record it.
Okay, so we got 2 memos on there. Put this back over here where it belongs. And now we will call from the testing answering machine to see if we can access this remotely. And hopefully I can use it correctly this time. So it's ringing a good ringer. And it seems like we gotta press
Please leave a message
20.
after the tone. You have 2 new messages. Thursday, 6:27 a.m.
I just finished recording this memo, so I'm going to press stop.
Thursday, 6:28 a.m.
Does this sound any different now that there is a piece of wood underneath the telephone?
End of messages.
Okay. I think it may have sounded a little different. Is there a way to go back? This doesn't seem to...
Press 1 to play all messages. Press 2 to play new messages. Press 5 to stop. Press 3 to delete the message. Press 4 to repeat the previous message. Press 6 to skip the message. Press star 5 for help. Press pound 7 to review announcements. Press star 7 to record announcements. And press 5 to stop. Press 8 to record memo. And press 5 to stop. Press pound 9 to review remote access code. Press star 9 to change remote access code. Press 3 2 times to delete all old messages. Press O to turn the machine on or off. Press star 5 for help.
Press O. I guess there's no zero coded in her.
To play all messages. Press 2 to play new messages. Press 5 to stop. Press 3 to delete the message. Press 4 to repeat the previous message. Press 6 to skip the message. Press star 5 for help.
Let's record. Well, let's just play them.
You have no new messages. You have 4 old messages. Thursday, 6:23 a.m. This is a test. Message deleted. Thursday, 6:25 a.m. It almost sounded like it had a little bit of flutter to it, as if it was message deleted. Thursday, 6:27 a.m. I just finished recording this memo, so I'm going to press stop. Thursday, 6:28 a.m. Does this sound any different now that there is a piece of wood underneath the telephone? End of messages. You have 2 old messages. Thursday, 6:27 a.m. I just finished recording this memo, so I'm going to press stop. Thursday, 6:28 a.m. Does this sound any different now that there... Thursday, 6:28 a.m. Does this sound any different now that there is a... Thursday, 6:27 a.m. I just finished recording this memo. Thursday, 6:28 a.m. Does this sound any different now that there is a...
There is maybe a little bit of a difference, but I don't think it made that much of a difference.
All old messages deleted. Record after the tone. Press stop when you are done.
This is a test recording. Huh. Okay. Is it off? I think it's more than 10 rings.
Please
Oh, there it
enter
goes.
your remote access code. You have no messages. Record after the tone. Press stop when you are done.
This is a test to see how good the quality is compared to recording it off the phone itself.
Recorded. You have one new message. Thursday, 6:33 a.m. This is a test to see how good the quality is compared to recording it off the phone itself.
That didn't seem like it was a big difference. The last couple of phones I've worked with seemed like they were much clearer when accessing it on the remote phone, but that time it didn't seem to make a big difference.
Answering machine on. All old messages deleted. You have one new message. Thursday, 6:33 a.m. Message deleted. End of messages.
Okay, let's go over to the mains and we'll make some outside calls.
Farmer Jones out here in the tree and berry fields and the vineyards, and welcome to early April. And we are busy in the field.
Doesn't sound too good.
Open this weekend. Make your reservations for this Friday or Saturday by going.
Sounds kind of distorted.
Flights of wine, as well as wines that will be perfect for your Easter dinner. Reservations are the best way to make sure a table is waiting for you. Meantime, we are in
That's got a good volume to it though. It sounds better on the lower volume. It was just too high up.
combined with June.
Okay, let's go over to handset number 2.
Fall family fun in late September and October, and of course Christmas.
This one sounds clearer. I think that receiver can't maybe spoiled in the other one.
At Jones Winery at jonesfamilyfarms.com, or please leave a clear message. 929-7. Thank you for calling. And by the way, the farm and winery are closed on
Well, this one's got some button failures. We have no number 4 and we have no down. Huh. We have no pound either. I don't think that's going to be a matter of cleaning. I think that's going to be there's a bad trace. That's unfortunate. That's probably a trace issue. Yeah. So we have no 4 pound and down. We don't have. It's kind of odd. They're not anywhere near each other. Well, I don't know how that board is made. Maybe that's normal. Well, not normal. Maybe that's how the traces are near each other. Does this have a fine down it? Here it is. Okay, now I will call the testing answering machine and record some testing messages. The buttons seem to be okay on this one.
Two new messages and 9 old messages. Message 1.
This is handset number 1. And it sure is a shame about the buttons on the other one. I don't know if that's going to be worth repairing. That's kind of a complicated repair. I've exited the studio and I'm traversing across the room now. And right now I am as far as we can go, so if it's all clear, then the range is pretty decent. Now we'll switch over to the speakerphone. Okay, and I'm talking at about the same volume and distance away from the phone as I was before, so that's the comparison of the talk mode versus the speakerphone. Now I'm going to put it down on the table, and I'll get the piece of wood out, and I'll put that down on the table in case this makes a difference. I'm still not convinced that it does, but I have not tested it satisfactorily yet. Okay, the handset is on the wood now, and this is with the handset standing up, and I'm speaking right over it, and I'm going to start going back from the phone. I'm about 3 feet away from the phone now. I'll go back a little further. I'm about 4 feet away from the telephone. Going back now, all the way across the room, about 8 to 10 feet. Actually, I can measure it. I've got a measurement doodad here to see what it is. So I want to be inaccurate. Otherwise, this is okay. Oh, it's actually more than that. It was 11 feet. Taking 11 feet away from the telephone. I went further than I thought it was. Okay, so that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the handset on his back so that it's facing upwards. And that's how I tend to use the speakerphone, because you can hear it better. The sound reflects off the table. So now I'm going to move back again, and I suspect the pickup won't be quite as good because now there's no sound reflecting off the table. So I'm about 3 feet. Batteries. I'll switch over to the phone. Alright, I'll do this test on the other one. I'm going to hang this one up by putting it back into the cradle.
Message 2.
Okay, this is test number 2. Just put it on speakerphone, and this is carrying over from the other message. I'm going to start moving back from it now with the phone facing upwards. Right now I'm about 3 to 4 feet away from it. 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet. So hopefully the volume is still working. Okay, and I'm going to go back to regular mode talk. Okay, it's on phone now, and I'm going to hang up with the buttons.
End of messages.
Okay, so the phone standing up versus laying flat, standing up like this versus being like that, did impact the pickup, not significantly, but it did make a difference. So overall, these sounded pretty good. The range is kind of limited. It was clipping out quite a bit when I was across the house, and most 5.8s will make it over there, so I'm kind of surprised this one didn't. But there is no antennas, so that's saying something, I guess. Well, anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. I gotta find out if these, well, I guess we could find out now. Can these be registered? Can you register and deregister these handsets? Because I have suspicions that the one with the buttons issue is probably not going to be worth the time it would take to repair it right now. And since these aren't very rare, I'll just get another handset. Let's see here. Don't see anything about replacing a handset. Replacing a handset battery. That's not going to say what I want it to, but just out of curiosity. Let's see what they say about the battery care. Doesn't say anything about leaving it off the cradle. Alright, so I don't know if these can be registered or not. I tend to think they probably could be. On most of them, I think it's you press and hold the find thing for 10 seconds and then you press it again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got a flashing, we'll press it again. And I think that should clear the registration out. Yeah, it did, okay. So then now let's see what the instructions is to get this registered back. Not registered. Press find handset 4 seconds on the base. Okay, that is registered. Okay, so in that case what I'll do for now is I'll set it up just with the one handset, and then I'll either get another handset or I'll try to fix that one, you know, some odd time down the road when I got more time floating around. Okay, that's all for now. Over and out.